All right, everybody, we have a MotoStars video. This one's a little bit older. This is 3 years old, but we're going to see if the plan method still applies to this, because the whole point of this is trying to figure out how these people crashed or had close calls and utilizing the plan method to prevent it for ourselves. So if you're a brand new rider, you're thinking about riding, this also applies to car driving. Pretty crazy, huh? Because it's based on first principles in situational awareness. So this is an educational video. This is, we've seen this one recently. It's an older video, I guess. I don't know if this is copyrighted, so I might be speaking. I have to cut this out in the video. But road debris, boom, hit them. Why you wear a full face helmet. Okay, so we're gonna move on.
It was a nice, easy drop off. And I stand corrected.
Okay. Oh, not much you could do in that situation. You can't Flintstone your feet back enough. There's no reverse on the motorcycle unless you're on a trike or something like that. And even then, it's going to be hard to get out of that situation. So in this right here, the main thing here, and just like the last video, is to acquire and wear personal protective equipment just in case something like this happens. It's an accident. It's still a collision, but it's one of those common ones with cars when they can hit each other too. But we don't have crash protection. We don't have seatbelts. We have airbags. We don't have any of that stuff. Crumple zones. We only have gear, so I'm glad he's wearing full gear just in case he did fall down and possibly hit his head. Bike is the bike. You can always get it replaced. It's going to be a crappy situation. But we're going to move on to this one with these nice little ape hangers. Anybody going to move into us? Yep. Good swerve. Good swerve. So when it comes to emergency situations, we only have three things. There we go. Three things we can do. Emergency braking, emergency swerving, emergency acceleration. That's it. Now, one thing I want you to pay attention to, there's three patterns that I really see a lot on these close calls and crashes. We have the side of the vehicle, which means that we're coming up to an intersection. We have a blind spot, which is we're coming up to here. So this is what it looks like to be in a blind spot. If you recognize this, this is what it looks like to be in a blind spot. We have a space cushion, so if they do switch over, we're not going to get hit if we stay right here. It's kind of like riding staggered in a group, just in case, you have to do that. I like to ride staggered with cars. And then an open lane pattern. Hopefully we get to see that during this video where we can show the open lane pattern. Those are the three things I pay attention to, and those three things that we can do in that emergency if something happens. So we're coming up to here. We're still in the blind spot, but now that space cushion, we're not staggered anymore. So if they do come over, we're going to get hit. Okay, so if you get yourself into this position, what can we do? Emergency accelerate, emergency brake, emergency swerve if we have an escape path, and we do have one to the right, so it's really good. So we're going to come up to here. They switch over. He perceived it. He responded quickly. So amazing job, Ian Blado. Good job, Ian Blado. As soon as you saw that tire started coming over, you can see how the tire crosses the line, kind of like right there. He's already responding. So very good, very quick. Love that. That means he has some experience. And he got himself out of it. Good swerve. So Ian, go ahead and take a seat, grab a donut, enjoy the rest of the video. You're doing good. You are a smart rider. And just moved on back into his lane. Very good. No anger, no punching mirrors, no nothing. Got him on camera. Very good. That's fine. Do your thing. All right, Martin Millers. So big congested area, not open. Big intersection. Oh. Got distracted for a split second, looking to the right. That person slammed the brakes and we collided with them. So intersections, people are still making decisions. I don't like being on intersections because people are making decisions to go left or right or whatever. So when I'm doing that, I want to make sure I have a good space cushion and paying attention to what's ahead. So he's doing a head check though, so that's fine. But just recognize that when you do a head check, you're taking your eyes off the front of the road. So be prepared. He's already reaching for that front brake. There's the application of the front brake. Not going to be able to stop in time. Total stopping distance isn't good enough, so we might have to release the brake and swerve left. But this is why we wear gear. Just in case. Just in case. My buddy's last name is Case, and he was telling me that he was going to name his son Justin, just in case. And then he made a joke. He's like, I'm going to name my next daughter Charity. Little tidbit of information. It'll be fun play on words. But anyways, we're coming up here. Oh, what the heck happened here? So let's take a look. I'm looking at the shadow. He's standing up. Okay. Having fun. Kind of going in and out, having some fun, but a little bit too far to the left. little bit risky. A little bit risky. Caused the crash. Sit down. Just sit down.
It's all
Oh, I do want to make a point, though, with the road surface. We never really get to see it because when people crash, I always say, hey, it's like sandpaper. Look at that. Look at that. Imagine sliding across this. That's sandpaper. Wear gear. Okay? Smart riders acquire and use personal protective equipment in case something happens. We're sliding across the ground. We're not ripping flesh off our body. We're tearing our gear up. I'd rather tear the gear up than rip flesh.
It's almost imperceptible, but the front tire on this bike blew, and at such a speed it put the rider in a very difficult situation.
Oh, wheel pops. Oh, interesting. Random. Well, there's not much you could do in that situation. Huh. More like a heavy-duty cutting wheel. Even worse. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. Wear gear. You see how the pants are a little torn up there? Oh. Huh. That is pretty random. Is this the same person? All right. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Not that. I was pointing out, hey, we have patterns to look for. Side of the vehicle, blind spots, open lane pattern. This is an open lane pattern. Okay, we are currently in the pattern, and we're going to move to the open lane. So what typically happens, we're going to see it, is that we don't want to be stuck behind this vehicle. We see a nice open lane, right? We do this all the time. We're going to switch over. Now we're hopefully checking, doing a head check, doing a mirror check, and we switch over, right? Indicator, switch over, right? Okay, so we did it. And right there, I want you to look. Okay, well, let's get up to here. There, perfect. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to assume, let's go ahead and put it on let's bet. Let's bet. If I get it right, you have to hit the subscribe button. If I get it wrong, you have to hit the like button. Okay, I don't make the rules, even though I did. I have a feeling this person's want to come out. And we're going to get close, and it's going to be like, close call, right? I feel like that's what's going to happen. Now, why? Because this person in the truck does not want to be behind this person because he sees a big open lane and wants to switch over. Just like what we did. I have a feeling that truck wants to do it. So if we get a close call because the truck switches over, you have to hit subscribe. If he doesn't do that and it's something completely different, you have to hit the like button. Okay? All right. Let's take a look. Hit the subscribe button. You have to hit it now. We agreed. Virtual handshake, verbal communication. We did it. You have to hit the subscribe button now. What are we doing?
Are you moving? What's that?
Well, he pulled off in a safe environment. Yeah, you had to run a little bit. Didn't see ya. Didn't see ya. Now, why did this guy not see us? Well, I see it in the chat right now. We do have sun at our back. Do you see how the shadow is on our back projecting forward? So if he did check the mirrors, maybe we were blind because the sun was blocking it. So let's say he checked his mirrors. Let's say he did a head check, couldn't see us because of the sun. Okay, there's that. And then also inattentional blindness. This is a phenomenon, that's a weird word to say, that car drivers, even you in normal situations, but we're going to specifically talk about car drivers only see other cars. Yeah, because most of the roadway users are cars. 95% of the roadway users are cars, semis, trucks, all that stuff. Maybe 4 to 5%. There's like some mix in there. Maybe 4 and 5% is motorcycle riders. So car drivers' brains, literally the brains, let's bring that back up. Literally the brains will shut off the vision of what a motorcycle looks like because they're only looking for cars. It's just what it is. So yeah, he says, I did not see you, and it's gonna be hard for you to be like, well, you should have seen me. I don't know how you couldn't have seen me. I wear high-vis gear. I have this, I have that. The brain literally shuts it off. And so with that knowledge, right, with the inattentional blindness, with the sun on our back, all these knowledges and all these things that we are learning, well, we have no control over that. We have zero control over that. What do we have control over? Recognizing that we're in a blind spot. Recognizing that open lane pattern, to where if we're in a blind spot and there's a possible open lane pattern, let's get ourselves out of it. So if I'm in this situation, I'm either emergency accelerating so that I can get back into a staggered position right here, because we also watch out for this guy. That's a side of the vehicle pattern. So I'm going to ride staggered. So if he does switch over, he's not going to hit me. If this person switch over, he's not going to hit me because I'm safe here. If I need to switch over, I'm not going to hit anybody. You're riding staggered with car drivers, just like you would in a group ride. Or if I catch myself in this situation, I'm rolling off the throttle and getting kind of staggered behind the car or behind the truck and just kind of chilling. You're constantly making these adjustments with the flow of traffic. And it's not a big deal. You're going to get to your destination. If you roll off your throttle and you stay kind of behind it and you're going the speed limit, you're still going to get to your destination on time, maybe like a second later. But I'd rather a second later than having to run and crash. Just be like flow of water. That's what water looks like. I'm losing brain cells. We're 2 hours and 46 minutes into this live stream. So if you guys want to pay attention, you hit the subscribe button. So now hit the notification bell button, because when I do the live streams and talk to the chat and doing all this stuff, you can see it. We do it once a week.
I was right there.
And this is the third video of the live stream. And I am slowly dying inside.
I'm good, but my bike's all the way fucking back there. Don't move.
All right, here we go. Listen to some music on Spotify. So nighttime hazards, lower visibility. Okay, we see brake lights, indicator. Okay, he's gonna come over. He's gonna come over. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't trust him. I'm like, oh, there it is again. I'm gonna let him in.
Really?
Not a big deal. Whoa, big swerve though. Really big swerve. So in this situation, yeah, please rescue me. In this situation, you see the indicator? Okay, they come in. We're going on an off-ramp. We're already supposed to be slowing down, using this space to slow down. So I'm, all right, roll off the throttle. Let them in. Try to maintain a space cushion. Not a big deal. If not, they come in, we swerve. Very good. Stay right here. Roll off the throttle. Roll off the throttle and stay in this lane position. But if we're focused on this stuff and we're still swerving to the right, look how far we go. It's a little bit much. It's a little bit much because now we're on the paint and we're getting close to the edge. We can use this lane. They gave up the lane. We can use this lane. So there's multiple situations or multiple things we can do in this situation. Just be careful because pay attention. Oh, I thought that was something. But pay attention because you don't know what's ahead of you. It's already nighttime. It's hard to see. There could be road surface debris. There could be, like gravel. There could be like piece of a tire. There could be something. So I'm paying attention to where I'm traveling versus what I just avoided. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Construction. Careful with construction. There's gonna be debris. Slow down, dude. What are we doing?
This much gravel on the bend.
Oh my gosh. Slow down, dude. What's up with the super wide shift and turn like that? You're gonna, yeah, low side. Ooh. That curb. No. Let's go. So this part, kind of, I get it. You're having fun. Yeah, we're having fun. Super far so we can make this right-handed turn. Okay, cool. Let's just slow it down. It's just a right-handed turn in traffic. But what I was doing the ooh for, okay, we low side, not a big deal. Yeah, abrasions, impact to the right side, per mechanism of injury. There's a little bit of abrasions. Boom, hit the shoulder, maybe hit her head, hit her right hip. Okay, all right, not a big deal. So if you do this on a track, right, you have that big runoff. You just slide across gravel, slide across grass, slide across dirt. Not a big deal. But right here, that curb. that I was gonna say that's a screwdriver. No, that's part of the crash slider that came out. That curb. So let's watch it full speed. Watch him just hit that curb hard. And if the bike here's the curb, right? Here's the curb. Here's his body, and here's the bike, and it smashes into the curb. You can break something because of the leverage. So right there. Oh, hopefully his ankle's fine. He's walking. There's no visible limp with the camera. See, right where the sliding in is the curb, and those wheels. I hate it when people do this to their trucks. The rims with it's like not a comfy ride. It looks tacky. Good thumb.
I'm good, man.
Here we go. So we're going through an intersection. Very good. This is a good opportunity, especially when there's no traffic. Like you see there's nothing. Like nobody's still turning left. This is a good time to practice your emergency acceleration. Because that is an emergency move. You know, emergency braking at stoplights, emergency swerving around manhole covers and potholes just for funsies. But this is a good opportunity to emergency accelerate. Shift, emergency accelerate, all that stuff. This is a really good opportunity. Another thing to point out here is that you'll see the open lane pattern. You see you have open lanes to the right, long stack of cars. You see a red car start to pull out. So it's a good opportunity to visually see that too. Look. So emergency acceleration, very good. See the car pull out. That's what would happen if you're side by side with those vehicles. So watch out. Is anybody else going to do it? Okay. If I get this right again, if somebody's going to pull out, you have to hit subscribe. If you're watching this later, I guess. Anybody going to pull out? This is open lane. It's almost like I can tell that these things happen. I didn't watch this video beforehand. But I've seen so many of these, and it's just natural human behavior. I don't like this spot. Good job moving around. Okay, very good. Nice little swerve. You start to pick this up. There's another side of the vehicle. Very good. We move around. Write in the comments if you started seeing open lane patterns and people pulling out before they pull out. You're just like, I know something's going to happen. Write in the comments if you do that. Because now when I drive my van or I ride my motor, anything in a vehicle on the road, it's like, they're about to do something, and then they do. And if they don't, then I'm already prepared just in case they did. So rain riding, yeah, we have lower visibility. So you see how this is doing this to the camera lens? It's also doing it to your face shield. So this is the visibility that you get. So when you're riding in the rain, just be aware that you're not going to have the best visibility. And then also your tire tread should be good, so you can trust your tires on rain like this. But just be aware that there possibly could be less traction. So a little bit easier on the acceleration, more distance. You're going to need a little bit more distance when it comes to the braking and total stopping distance. And then same thing for the swerving. You're going to have a little bit less traction on, or not swerving, turns. You're going to be, well, swerves too. On the turns, you're going to have a little bit less traction. So make those turns a little bit slower than you normally would. It's just the environmental factors now. I'd rather you ride, see, idiots. I'd rather you ride a little bit slower and make it home when it's like this with a little bit of rain than to ride normal speed or faster and then not make it home. So to me, if I make it home, it's a success. There's no success when it comes to, I got to go through super fast around corners and around things. To me, making it home is the success. Another open lane pattern. Anybody can pull out? Don't know, right?
What are you beeping for?
What are you beeping for? We're going to go ahead and skip this because I don't care about road rage. All right. Why it's good to keep your distance? Yeah. Space cushion.
He had enough time to get
Space cushion.
the situation alive and avoid the tire.
Here we go. See, we just moved over to the open lane. Anybody going to move over to the open lane too? Because they don't want to be stuck behind that big truck. Usually they stay. The trucks usually stay. Oh, whoa. Look at that. Road surface debris. So when it comes to this kind of stuff, I want to make another point. Is that, yeah, you see the open lane, but don't stare at the pattern. Don't stare at the pattern. Just glance at it. Just glance at it. Because I want to point something out. You have focal vision and you have your peripheral vision. People think peripheral vision is like the moment you get to see your hands from the side. That's just your range of vision. Okay? So your focal vision, if you're looking Look at my rock form out for link in the description for 20% off. Look at this thing right here. Look at that thing. Just stare at it. You notice how everything else is slightly blurry, but you can read. Try to read rock form on it, right? Now everything else is slightly blurry. So that's what I mean by focal vision. You have a little bit of vision, a little bit of focal vision, and everything else gets a little bit blurry. So when everything else gets a little bit blurry, you're just looking for shapes. When you're using your focal vision, you're constantly scanning. So I'm scanning on the open lane pattern. So focal vision on the open lane. I'm trying to get, there you go. And then I scan back. I'm constantly doing this, but I'm using the patterns that are a little bit blurry to help me out. So the pattern, so you focal vision back to the main part of the road where you're traveling, the pattern is still there. If you see the pattern cross the white stripes, then you move your focal vision. Is it crossing the stripes? Yes, it is, and then you move. So when I'm seeing on the road, my focal vision is I see that road debris. I see it, but now I'm not staring at it too. I use my focal vision to see this, right? And then I take it off and I go here. And this is like blurry now. So I look with my focal vision where I want to go in my escape. And then once I go through the escape, my focal vision goes back. So when you see people with, maybe we'll find a clip here where when people have a chin mount, the focal vision is typically right here, unless they're scanning their eyes around. Okay. You ever seen that eye tracking software? Yeah, that's kind of what it's doing. So good adjustment. Good new position for safety. Located it was a hazardous situation, saw it's a relevant threat, and he's navigating into the new escape path into that new position for safety in the same lane. So very good. So this is the side camera, so the focal vision is not exactly in the middle. So good job braking. Good application of the front brake and rear brake. So good progressive braking. Not much you could have done. You swerve right, you would have went into oncoming traffic. So that's kind of terrifying.
You've got no lights on your trailer.
That's a big one. Yeah, if they didn't have lights. That's something I would say too. It's like, hey, you didn't hook up the electronic part to your trailer. Ooh, I don't want to be side by side. I don't want to be side by side. Ride staggered. Oh, pay attention. Yeah. That's a kid for you right there. Having some fun. Got a little bit of a throttle, kind of jerked back a little bit, grab the handrail right there to hold on. Hey, back protector, that's good. And then, oh, Dad, what the heck, man? Oh, doggo. Oh, almost got hit. That's not good.
Mommy.
Oh, no. Where's the human? I wouldn't pull off right there. Where's the human? There he is. Oh, that's the human. Oh, as bad as this looks, we need a thumbnail. All right. He's probably fine. Nobody's really concerned. Oh, so she's doing this. There's pain. So just moving the wrist with the skin is attacking the nerve endings and the open areas of the road rash. So that's why when people are like, yeah, they're hurt, they're just kind of like, ow, yeah. She's in pain. Not much you could do for that. My only concern on something like this is any major bleeds. So road rash and all that stuff, I can't solve that problem for you. Maybe I got some stuff in my kit that I can put. I could put basically bandages, some 4x4s, and wrap it, so it can protect it from the elements. But for the most part, there's nothing you can do about that. You're gonna be in pain. I'm not gonna give him any pain meds. She's shaking. She's doing whatever she can to alleviate the pain. That thing is demolished. So I wouldn't park right here. I would park where that other motorcycle was in front of the accident. If I was in my van, I would park because I'd be coming up to it and I'd be seeing it. I would try my best to park like this. Okay, so here's the windshield, right? And then the front lights. And the reason why I'm doing that is that if somebody hits my van, all right, cool, I get a new vehicle. But my van this is what we do with fire trucks and ambulances on fire calls or motor vehicle accidents, is that if somebody hits the back of my van or the side of my van or whatever it is, it's hopefully protecting the scene where I'm working. Okay, it's like a Tesla truck, and if they hit, let's say they hit the very back of it, instead of if I parked, like this, where here's the windshield, whatever, and here's the headlights. If they hit the back of this one, it's going to push the vehicle into the accident scene where I'm working, so I get hit. If I park sideways, like this one, if they hit the back of it, it's going to roll this way, away from me. That's the hopeful intent. At least with fire trucks, if they hit the fire truck's kind of going to stop it because it's huge. But that's why I park like that, to protect myself on scene. On a motorcycle, I'm parking in front because it's going to be a little bit harder to maneuver. I want to get around it. But then to protect the scene, I'm using my eyes. I'm constantly looking down the road. Anybody not paying attention? Because honestly, if I'm working on somebody, let's say I'm working right here, like this is the body. Oh, geez. That's hair. Don't worry about it. That's hair. They're all messed up, and I'm like right here working on them. I don't know why I would be working at their butt. Let's go to their head. Let's say I'm working right here. I'm keeping my eyes downstream. And so if somebody's like barreling like this, I'm, as bad as it sounds, sorry guys, bad. Oh, I'm not even drawing on the thing. Here we go. So here's what I drew. I was drawing on the wrong screen. Sorry about that, guys. So I'm working right here, and I'm keeping an eye down here. This is the person right here. This is the bad person. This is the person that got hurt. I'm keeping my eyes down the road. And so if somebody's barreling down, and I notice they're not slowing down, it's like they're not paying attention. Maybe an active threat. Don't like it. As bad as it sounds, I'm going to run as best I can to the side and jump up there. This car is going to hit this person. But I saved myself by running over here. As bad as it sounds. It is what it is. It is what it is. If I have time, I can maybe drag, but now we're probably still, now both of us are probably still going to get hit. So my goal is to save myself, to be honest. I don't want the story to be Daniel died helping somebody. That's a great way, to die, but I don't want to die. I'll deal with the trauma, the psychological trauma after the fact. Oh, jeez. Not much you could have done there. Not much you could have done there, honestly. I want to see something real quick. Okay. He got lucky that he went in between the vehicles instead of getting smashed. Looks like an e-bike. Looks like an e-bike.
You good, bro? That ain't my fault. My feet got stuck in. Look, I'm driving with a shoe off, bro. My feet got stuck.
I know, dude. I know, man. But look.
What you
Hey, I got it on camera. He said it was his fault.
want? Some insurance or something?
Yeah.
Well, we gotta do
Yeah.
the report.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
look,
might have injuries.
man. This is my basket, and I ain't even tripping though.
That shit.
I know, but look, I'm not even mad right now. But damn, like
We gotta do a report.
I could have gotten hurt.
You probably did. You don't.
It's just a little.
Your adrenaline's gonna mask the pain. So the next day, you're gonna feel the ligaments and tendons and muscle strains. And then if it gets bad and you have whiplash and now you have neck pain, you can't go to work, that's when, civil suits, to be quite honest.
hit tap. That's all.
Because loss of work, loss of income,
You want to take a picture of my
pain.
insurance, you can take a picture and do whatever.
We gotta
report you
call the
wanna do.
police first. And I'm being cool with you two.
That's, you don't even have to call no police.
Yeah, we do.
Insurance, I got a driver's license. Take the picture and
Be like, okay, give me the insurance and driver's license. I'm gonna go ahead and call. I'm not gonna ask him permission to call. I'm gonna call. And they show up. I'm gonna keep talking to him while I'm there. I'm gonna grab his stuff anyways. And then I'm gonna tell him after I called. It's like, yeah, I already called. They're on their way.
whatever.
We gotta
you
file
need
the
to do.
report.
And then if he takes off,
I
my camera
thank you
got
for actually
his license plate,
being cool.
and I wrote down all his
Not
information
driving
already.
off, but
So even if he runs off, I have all his information, so the cops will just find him. And then he has worse charges because he left the scene of an accident.
Anything, you can take a picture of the insurance and my driver's license. Go to the police station, make the report. What is it? What is the big?
we gotta have you here. Yeah.
It's like, dude, you hit somebody.
Wanna wait?
It's an inconvenience, but that's you got to deal with it. Well, call your girl and tell her you're gonna be late. That's not my problem.
Here. Police right there. So you're just gonna drive away?
Do you want the picture or not, bro?
Okay, give me the picture.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I would just like, give me your information, give me all that stuff. But I'd still be calling. It is what it is. Because who knows? At the end of the day, that information he gives me is wrong. So I would want police on scene. It's a motor vehicle accident, motor vehicle collision on public roads. They're gonna do a traffic investigation. They're gonna gather information, and then they're gonna make their own determination, and that's gonna help out your insurance. When your insurance and his insurance talk, they're gonna be like, okay, they're gonna get they're gonna get your story, they're gonna get his story. Cool. Now it's he said, she said type thing. And then with a police report, and they're gonna say, well, this person's at fault, and it's already on camera. He said he was at fault. Then the insurance will be like, okay, yeah, easily. This is an easy, claim. He's at fault. It's 100%. But then if the police show up and it's like falsified records and stuff, or they don't show up and it's falsified records, and you're talking to an insurance company, like, yeah, we don't have this person on our insurance. What are you talking about? At least with a police report, you get real information, real stuff. And so then if you have to, you can make a civil suit. Small claims, big claims, whatever it is, if you have hospital bills and whatnot. Get police on scene. Get police on scene. Because you don't even know. It could be a day, the next day or 2 or 3. Now you're really feeling the torn ligaments and tendons. You start having issues.
Police right there.
But yeah, stupid was
So
dripping
you're just gonna drive
from
away?
his face. Yeah, exactly. But if you want to have a donut drip from your face, go ahead and grab a donut. Pay attention to these videos. Hit that subscribe button because I got that open lane pattern right. But with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream.